You can have the best product and the best service in the world, but if at the end of the day your customer service sucks, you're going nowhere anytime fast. Here's 3 tips and 3 ideas on how you can improve your customer service and get it tight. Hello and welcome, it's Adam from Better Proposals here, and welcome to the 4th episode of our short video series, How to Become the Ultimate Service Business. Now, in any service business, there's one thing that sort of prevails over almost anything else as importance, and the clue is in the title, it's customer service. So, delivering good customer service is vital. You know that, I know that. But there's a couple of things that I want to run, or 3 things in fact, that I want to run past you that hopefully can sort of sweeten things up a little bit and tighten things up a little bit, and really sort of add that extra layer of polish to your service. So, super quick example on this. Let's just say you order something from an online store, and you don't get any sort of email, any sort of confirmation. You email them after a week, and they don't respond. Then finally, a week later, they say, "Oh yeah, it'll be with you in sort of 7 days." Right? Pretty poor stuff. Conversely, if you were to order something and then the phone rings 10 minutes later and they say, "Listen, really sorry, web guy's screwed up. The item you've ordered is out of stock. We won't have it for another 3 weeks, so you can either have a refund or you can choose something else online that we have got in stock and we'll give you a 10% discount to say sorry." Absolutely awesome. It's exactly the same scenario, with or without the discount. But in general, you cannot, that's a way better way of doing things. It's exactly the same scenario, they've just communicated to you. So with that said, what can you learn from that? So the first thing is to respond to emails quickly. Now, I'm not saying drop everything and work on the thing that somebody's asked you to do and then go back to them and say, "Hey, I've done it." I'm saying respond when you get the email and tell them either A, when you're going to do it, or just let them know you've got the email. I know it sounds like you're wasting their inbox or using up space in their inbox and brain and whatever, but it's just a nice thing to know that somebody's got your email and that the pro's looking after it. So there's a lot to be said for just doing that and keeping people in the loop. So with that said, the second thing is, if you do have an awful lot of volume, both on your sort of business email and on your sort of support side of things, it can be worth using 2 different email clients, one for each basically. And the way that I do this is I use Thunderbird for a sort of Adamat type of emails, and I use MacMail for my support ones. I leave the support one open all day and I shut the other one down so I can actually focus and get on with some real work. That allows me to deliver really, really good customer service without being bogged down and living in my inbox all day. So that might help you if you have sort of relatively decent volume. If not, obviously it's not going to be much use to you. So the last thing that I want to run past you is an idea from a chap called Mitch Miller. He's a really, really potent marketer. Like, his stuff is borderline offensive, but it's so unbelievably true, it's hard to argue with the guy. So I'll link you to his stuff actually. It's really, really good. You could learn a hell of a lot from him. But one of the things he mentions is there's a problem in service businesses where people tend to over-promise things and over-deliver, but you don't over-deliver enough to meet your promise. Now, you might sell somebody something and say that's 100% of the deal, that's what they've agreed to pay for, and that's what you've agreed to do. And then you say to them, "Oh yeah, I'll tell you what I'll do, I'll chuck this in for free, and I'll chuck that in for free." So you end up with like 120% worth of stuff, and you only deliver 118% worth of stuff. Doesn't sound too bad, right? You've still given them 18% extra stuff for free that they haven't paid for, but in their mind, you've under-delivered. So the easiest way to do this is twofold. Either one, don't overpromise anything ever and don't overdeliver either. Just focus on the thing that they've actually bought. The second way to do that is, if you are going to chuck in something for free, just don't say anything about it until you've actually done it, and then just deliver it for them and say, "Oh, by the way, I did this extra thing for you, here it is." That's over-delivering and over-promising after the fact. So hope those 3 things have given you some ideas on how you can maybe sort of sweeten up and smoothen out your customer service and just sort of tighten things up a little bit. Yeah, that's episode 4. Stay tuned for episodes 5 and 6, and I'll catch you next time. See ya.